Hello, Dungeon Masters. Recently, we've made a few dungeon runs, so today it's time for us to make something new and interesting. Points of interest are a useful tool to break up events so a campaign doesn't feel like a series of unfortunate events. Always nice to have a resource that can be used for trade or many other purposes so it can fit into your game. So I decided, since lots of folks were making mines for metals or gold, that I would do a natural source for sulfur, as it has a metric butt ton of uses in roleplay games if you get creative with it. I decided to mix up the colour for my map for no other reason than there wasn't a yellow crystal available to me. Dungeon Alchemist, hear my cries for more crystal colours! I want a tiger stripe crystal! Interestingly, there does appear to be a lot of folklore around red sulfur, so it turns out red was a great choice. Now, I do want this map to have a small, hastily abandoned camp in the bottom right hand corner. This is so if I wanted, I could use this as a rest stop or a point of interest map. If the players don't explore, then they can stumble across this place when they go to camp. On the other hand, if they do go looking for it, then they can find out that someone else was here and for some reason left their camp behind. I had some fun creating a new sulfurous slime, as you just know that something lives off this resource and has stopped others claiming its bounty before now. They are kind of extremophiles, surviving where most couldn't. Why not slimes that can tolerate the extreme heat and poisonous gases? I could not decide between the first and the second image. Which do you prefer? Now, I mentioned earlier that sulfur could be used in a lot of ways in your games. Well, here is a quick list of uses for you to get your brain juices flowing. Alchemy. Sulfur is often a key component in alchemical processes, where it might be used to create potions, elixirs, or magical compounds. Alchemists might seek out sulfur as an essential ingredient for transmutation or the creation of powerful substances. Explosives. In a fantasy world where gunpowder or other explosive substances exist, sulfur could be a vital component in the creation. Sulfur's combustible nature makes it an ideal ingredient for crafting bombs, fireworks, or other explosive devices used in warfare or by adventurers. Magic catalysts. Sulfur could serve as a catalyst in a magical ritual or spell, enhancing their potency or altering their effects. Wizards or sorcerers might incorporate sulfur into their incantations or inscribe runes containing sulfur to imbue their magic with additional energy. I personally will allow several pure sulfur doses that can be used as a material component to cast a fire spell with a little extra damage over time in its area of effect. Protection against evil. In some fantasy lore, sulfur is believed to have a purifying or protective property. It could be used in the creation of wards, talismans, or charms designed to repel evil spirits, demons, or other malevolent entities. There's also summoning rituals. Sulfur might be a key component in summoning rituals, where it acts as a conduit for calling forth otherworldly beings or creatures. The distinctive smell of burning sulfur could signal the opening of a portal to another realm or the arrival of a summoned entity. Sadly, they're not generally the nice ones, so this area may have been claimed in the past by some very smart bad guys. Preservation. Sulfur's antimicrobial properties could be harnessed in your setting for preserving food, potions, or even corpses. Alchemists or necromancers might use sulfur-based substances to delay the decay or spoilage, allowing for long-term storage of valuable resources. Infernal bargains. In tales of dark fantasy, sulfur could be associated with infernal pacts or bargains made with demonic entities. Characters seeking forbidden knowledge or dark powers might be required to offer sulfur as a tribute or sacrifice in exchange for their desires. Enchantment. Sulfur could be used in the enchantment of a weapon or armour, imbuing them with fiery or corrosive properties. Swords forged with sulfur-infused steel might inflict burns on their victims, whilst armour treated with sulfuric compounds could resist some magical attacks. These are just a few examples of how sulfur could be incorporated into your game, where its unique properties and association with fire and alchemy and the occult can add depth and intrigue to your world building and storytelling. So just so we have a nice amount of description for this point of interest, here is a little to get you started. In the heart of the wind-swept Badlands, where the earth itself seems to reject the notion of life, lies a bubbling scarlet sulfur pit. The pit seethes with activity, its surface a cauldron of bubbling molten sulfur emitting a pungent choking stench that hangs heavy in the air. The heat is oppressive, a cloying force that warps the air above the pit into shimmering waves, distorting the desolate landscape beyond. Fringing this sulphurous cauldron, large red crystals jut out from the scorched earth like jagged teeth. These crystals, formed over potentially years, gleam with an inner fire, their surfaces smooth and faceted, reflecting the harsh sunlight in 1,000 different shades of crimson and ruby. The stark contrast between the vibrant red of the crystals and the dull scarlet of the bubbling sulfur creates a landscape that's mesmerizing and clearly poisonous. The surrounding Badlands offer little in the way of respite from this harshness. Towering rock formations rise from the ground like petrified remains of ancient giants, their surfaces eroded by the relentless wind into sharp spires and jagged crevices. These natural monoliths cast long, dark shadows across their cracked and barren ground, providing the only shade in this unforgiving landscape. Between the rocks, small bushes cling to life, their roots delving deep into the earth in search of moisture. These hardy plants, adapted to survive in the environment, offer little nourishment. They are sparse and stunted, their leaves coated in a fine layer of dust. The presence of these resilient bushes amidst the desolation serves as a stark reminder of life's tenacity, its ability to endure in the most inhospitable of environments. The silence here is profound, broken only by the hiss of escaping gases and the occasional crack as new crystals begin to form at the edge of the pit, adding to its alien beauty. Okay, so that should be enough description to get you started. So, what did you think of my ideas for this map? Do you have a different idea for this map, or the resource that can be gathered here, or even potentially the monster that hunts here? Well, feel free to share it so other games masters can benefit from your creativity. Thanks for watching. As always, please help us make more videos for you. It's free and easy. Hit that like button and sub if you want more. Leave a comment below to tell me what you would like to see next. And as always, may the dice ever be in your favour.